Proud to be joined here in the D11sports.com studios by Chris Conrad, second-year head coach at Liberty High School. And he got his season actually underway. Chris, first of all, not how I'm used to interviewing you. I was there, for first day, but a little bit different here as we're doing it in a different forum. How you been doing?
I've been doing well. Just trying to stay active, walking, running as much as I can outside, and obviously doing my social distancing as much as I can.
We look at what's going on, and a couple weeks ago, you were out there on the court. You're playing Whitehall. You start 3-0. You win your matches. You're out there, and all of a sudden, things get pulled away right away. Take us through, your last match, or just getting on the court and then realizing we're not doing this for a while.
Well, yeah, I had been in contact with our athletic director, Mr. Harris, and on Friday, the day that Governor Wolf had actually called that all schools be canceled for the next 2 weeks. We were already at Emmaus, and we had played 2 matches already. This was going to be our 3rd match, probably one of the most important matches of the season for us. And I get the call from Mr. Harris, and he gives us the green light to play, but he does give us the information about what's going to end up happening moving forward. And so I pulled the guys together, and kind of following what was going on with the coronavirus, I did tell my players, and I coach college tennis as well, and I knew what was going on in the colleges. I told my players what was going on, and I said, there are some of the teams in colleges, they're treating their last game like it's a senior day. So this is our opportunity to just kind of congratulate our seniors. Let's work hard, play it as if it's a championship match, which the level of tennis that day was a level of championship match, of championship tennis. And I told them to play it like it was their last. And so right now, hopefully it's not our last, but we definitely ended on a high note.
That said, and you're saying hopefully it's not your last the way it's been, getting those 3 matches in and having that opportunity to actually talk to the kids and not getting pulled off the field like a lot of coaches did. They're practicing and they got yanked from the field. How much more, I guess you could use the word satisfying is it that at least you had that opportunity if we don't go back? Obviously, we want to get back, but if we don't go back, that you had that opportunity.
I think it's satisfying in the fact that we started the season and that we were able to compete. But I think it's actually potentially less satisfying in the sense that we already had that level of competition. We wanted more. We already started our season. And so for a lot of teams, they didn't necessarily get to that point. So we're grateful to have the opportunity to play some matches, but it left us with a taste of wanting more. And so, yeah, we're satisfied to get where we were, but at the same time, if we could play more, we definitely would.
That said, you're going for 4 championships in a row. For you, it would be back-to-back. Talk about your seniors and talk about just your team, the quality of team you have that that you can put on the court, that you have put on the court, can make a run at another championship. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely on a roll here. The first 3 matches that we played were some tremendous matches. We had to go against the team that we played against last year in the finals, which was Nazareth. That was our 2nd match. And then Emmaus played amazing tennis against us, and we knew that they were going to be probably close to a quarter or semifinalist or even a finalist this year. So to be able to play basically 2 of the 3 or 4 top teams in our first 3 matches was huge. And so, we have some great players on our team. Made transitions into some different positions. Anthony Ronco is transitioning into the 3 singles role where he mostly played doubles his freshman and sophomore years. Shayan Farhad is transitioning into some singles, but then also into some doubles, specifically some of the top doubles. But then we have 2 seniors in particular, David Lynn and Lewis Gruber, who have been staples for our program the last 4 years. Lewis has won district doubles twice. He's been a semifinalist in singles almost all 3 years. And then David Lynn has been a district finalist in doubles once, and then also a district champion once in district doubles as well. So these 2 are linchpins to our team. They've basically held us intact here for the last 4 years and have contributed mightily towards our time. And so hopefully we get them some extra matches, but obviously it's going to be a loss next year if from not winning a championship this year.
St. Luke's Pediatrics delivers the care you expect for your child, now and for their future. Choose a St. Luke's pediatrician today.
You're a teacher also. You're in the high school. You started online schooling. How is that going? I know I have, my kids at home and they're talking to their teachers and, everybody's been talking about Zoom and different things and how you're, talking and feeding back to the students. obviously it's got to be a little bit different for you, but at the same time, what kind of reaction are you getting from the students that are starting this, there at Liberty?
Well, I think it's a challenge. I mean, the reason why I got into teaching was to be able to have to communicate with kids and to build a community of, of learning and growth. And it's difficult when you're not seeing them face to face, or you're not within close proximity to them. It is definitely a challenge, especially with internet. Not every kid has access to internet or access to a device. Luckily, we are 1-to-1 in the high school, so every kid has a device, but not every kid has internet. So it's a challenge, and so trying to get to those kids and trying to build a community online is very challenging.
COVID-19 is taking over the world, and when you first heard about it, you're one person, I'm one person, but when you first heard about it, you're like, oh, we're getting pulled off, we're not playing. Okay, a week, it's like, maybe a snowstorm or something like. But now, and every day is changing, but now you see it, whoa, this is much different than anyone anticipated. What do you feel about it, and do you talk to your students at all, or, about this when you're in class?
I talk to them about it. I actually, prior, and again, being a college coach, I kind of had an awareness of what was going on, because we were in touch with some of the colleges and what are we doing to start the season. And so a lot of colleges actually started scrapping the first 2-3 weeks of the season prior to PIAA doing anything, prior to Governor Wolf doing anything. And so I had been in contact with my kids, and in class I had basically told them a contingency plan on my team. I told them, every single match here on out we're going to play it like our last match, and we're going to play it as if, we got everything on the line. It's our championship match. And so I know that a lot of my players were shocked on that Friday when we were playing Emmaus, that I told them that this could be it. Hopefully it's not, but this could be it. Let's treat it like senior day. Let's treat it like an opportunity. That's a championship match. And they were shocked, more so, especially the seniors, because like you said, each and every single person doesn't always pay attention to what's going on. And I do teach social studies, so I do teach a lot about the current events and what's going on in the world. And so I had a little bit more awareness of what was happening.
Your social studies, current events, go back to 9/11 to now. It's a eerie kind of feeling, but this seems much different than 9/11 did in a different way, where then we kind of, I'm not going to say we had control of what was going on, but we knew what was happening. Here, we really don't know what's happening. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and I think President Trump has said it a number of times, where he said it's an invisible enemy. I mean, where you have 9/11 and there's an enemy, there's a physical enemy. You have an invisible one here that it affects absolutely anyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, what race, what religion, it affects every single person.
Chris, thanks a lot for taking some time with us. Obviously, it's a tough time, and first and foremost, you guys are 3-0, and you're on top of the EPC. There's a couple teams there as well, but you did have that opportunity for these other teams, and I'll give you your final thoughts on this. These other teams, baseball and lacrosse and track and field, where those players, those athletes, did not get on. What can you say about them? And you kind of know what they're thinking as well, and we obviously hope everyone gets back on the field, even if it's for 3-4 matches or 3-4 games, just to get those seniors and the coaches bonded one more time.
Yeah, to be able to get on the field, the court, wherever you play, it's important, to have that team, to have the ability to also kind of demonstrate your own, be able to hit the baseball or the throw or catch or whatever sport that you're playing. It's important to demonstrate your ability as well. So I feel for those kids, and especially I feel for juniors too, who this was their opportunity. I know we talk a lot about seniors, this being their last season, but juniors, this is their opportunity to showcase their abilities to colleges and schools. And so I feel for them as well.
All right, Chris, thanks for taking some time. Best of luck, and hope to see you down there hitting some balls on the court really soon.
I hope so, too.
All right, Chris. That's Chris Conrad, second-year head coach at Liberty. We'll have more coaches and athletes throughout the next coming days and weeks here on D11sports.com. For right now, I'm Al DeCarlo saying so long. Have a pleasant afternoon.